Hey, welcome back. We have a knife here. This one is one that I got from a Facebook group. Facebook groups are a great source of secondary knives. Be really careful that whoever you're interacting with is valid, has been in the group for more than a year, has done posts in the group, or if not, you really got to do your diligence. Either get on a video call with them on, FaceTime or Facebook video chat, or, some other form of verification. Got to be really careful on Facebook, but man, you can find some great knives. So I've been patiently watching these because it didn't really stand out to me as like something that was my style knife that I was really like gunning for or knifing for. But I knew I did want to handle one of these at some point, so excited to get it in hand. Definitely a maker I'm a fan of, both the manufacturer and the designer. This is a Brian Ludo Sharp by Design, made by Riot. Mini Evo. And this is the carbon fiber inlay with the harpoon. I could have gotten a couple drop points, but the harpoon is definitely the one I wanted to check out. So yeah, guy landed a Rosie and needed to free up some funds. So I was glad to help out with that. And he had just gotten this apparently, so it should be like new. Man, he just does such a good job on his fit and finish. Just blows me away every time. I use the same old pocket clip despite all of the criticisms. It's the one thing, these pocket clips are super, at least I don't know if this one changed, but it looks like the same pocket clip, and they not only are not great for getting over the pants, let me see if this one's any better. This one's not terrible, but it's very susceptible to damage. So anyways, let's see what it's all about. Very smooth on the deployment. See, I think I realized quite how double-edgy this design was. I'd say if I was going to carry one of these, I would definitely go for the drop point. But it is a beautiful, beautiful, wow. That is a really nice feeling hand. That's about as ergo as I've felt. That's really sweet. Enough jimping to keep your finger in place, but also comfortable. But man, that is, if you want to design a knife, look no further than that handle shape right there, because that feels really good in the hand. All right, let's see what the action is all about. Whew. Even better than the Mini Tempest that I've had. I think I may have felt something kind of weird there. I am feeling this lock bar kind of come off of that carbon fiber inlay. I've never really felt that before with inlays in like a titanium bolster lock like that. So I don't love that. That sort of feel there of that coming out of there does not seem natural. Let me see something that's similar to it. Yeah. See, in this case, it's happening here. So it's not as noticeable. When it's inset like that, it kind of pops up. It's interesting. You'd think inset would be preferable, but you could see in this context, it's kind of weird how that pops up there. It feels weird. Like you can really feel that in the finger here when you're deploying it. You feel this thing kind of, what happens is that goes down, but it feels like this pops up. Anyways, that's sort of an interesting little nuance. Whew, that action. Is that 100% solid lockup? That is completely gravity drop shut. So that's a lot better action than the Mini Tempest that I've had. I don't think either of them, I think they're both kind of shake shut. This is the first one from him that I've seen be. That is sweet. Perfect. Dead center. Let's see if I can get in. I've heard some different reviews on this. Yeah, you can get in there. It's not super easy, but that snapped open hard too when you do that. That's not bad. It's a little better if you go a little deeper in here because you get a little more leverage, but you can't go too far because you this starts to creep up. So it's like right there at the tip is where you want to get in there, and yeah, not terrible. You can't really like use the meat of your finger. You really got to dig your fingernail in there for it, unfortunately, which is not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it's a flipper knife at the end of the day with a, you know, little bit of a fuller in it. I don't think you could really do that with your thumb. But anyways, not intended to be. Whew, man, that action is really kind of blowing me away though. See if I can give it a little bit of a different angle so the camera can see it a little better. Wow. I could do that all day. Can't quite do the thumb flip on this one. I've felt that on, what was the knife I was able to do that on? The skiff drifter I was able to do with my thumb. I don't know what it is about the design that makes it. I guess you can do it, it's just not super easy on this one. That is pretty freaking good, I have to say. The fit finish and the action being the two highlight pieces. I'm not a big flipper fan, but as flippers go, this is definitely a fairly satisfying one. The one thing I'll say is it feels like a little like rubbery on the, when it hits up here, the blade feels heavy and the handle feels kind of light or something. Can't quite place it in my, I wonder what the balance is like on this. Pretty darn good there. Pretty freaking good. Almost a little blade heavy. So maybe the drop point is just the way to go. A little lighter blade, I would imagine. Pretty sweet. That's a hell of an EDC right there. Man, that action is one of the best I've seen. Just so controlled. Lock bar is great. Just does exactly what you tell it to. You know, just not too protruding, just a little bit there. Just right. Hey, that's a nice knife. If you're kind of on the fence, I don't think you'll be disappointed by this knife. I'd love, you know, to have a thumb stud or some sort of, you know, fuller base deployment on this, like the TW Price Dawn. But I gotta say, that action is unbelievable. I don't know if they're all like this, but if so, this thing's freaking legendary. The cool thing is, it's never, you know, even if you were to go like this, it's still controlled. Like you can have a full dead drop and it's not going to go until I actually raise it up. That's crazy. Wow. Well, I don't want to just make you watch me do this for another 10 hours, but yeah, overall, can't complain too much about this thing. I think he did exactly what we'd want and more. Yeah, and obviously it looks spectacular. Let's get some close-ups on that sucker. Woo-wee. That is sweet. You can get this with purple haze or with a micarta. If you don't like the carbon fiber, a lot of people aren't carbon fiber fans. It's not a big deal. You can get what you want there. I personally think this carbon fiber looks really sleek on this design. And man, that is a crazy, I guess you'd call it a compound grind. Harpoon Tanto. Sick. That is sweet. Man. All right, two more. All right, that's all for now. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.